Dane, I cannot believe they're finally opening up Jurassic Park. After 30 years in the making, it's finally open for the general public. Look at all the security, look at all the gates, dude, it's awesome.
Wow, what do they got in here? King Kong?
Dane, I told you not to joke about King Kong in front of me.
Well, you should have thought twice about dragging me all the way down
Hey,
the coast.
look at God! Oh, no, what a boss. Anyway, folks, I hope you're ready, because it's the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. Dane, you all right over there?
Help me!
Well, without further ado, folks, I hope you're ready, because it's time for another special edition of the Creepy Peepers Podcast. Dane, now before we start, let me just hit you with let me just hit you and the audience with just a great bit that I just remembered day before yesterday. I just got out of the shower and I thought about something you had said to me, which was on one hand supposed to be very sweet, but just came across as slightly creepy.
Oh, okay.
You had told me, we were laughing. We were laughing at a restaurant about some great bit that we had. And we were laughing, and as the laughing was dying down, you said you're like, you're gonna die laughing.
Wait, what? Did I say
you
that?
You did say real? That.
Wait,
and you said it, and you meant it in a nice way. And I knew that, but I remember I was like,
I know what you're I think I was going to show you a video or something. Or I was getting ready to show, I don't know what I was doing, but I was getting ready. I was like, this is great. You're going to die laughing.
No, but I had thought at the time that you meant it in the sense of no, you've got that way about you that seems like you would die happy, you would die laughing, and I was yeah.
I did say that to you. You're right. Okay, you're right. I think what I was trying to say was because you laugh so much that you would die laughing if there's more chances of you dying hysterically laughing.
Yeah, and I
find so much funny.
I appreciated that. It was a very nice sentiment. It was just came so out of nowhere that it was just. At the time, I was just like, "You are wild, bro."
Wait, really?
Yeah. In my head, I don't think I told you, but I was like, "All right."
Wow. You're gonna tell the just a guy that he's gonna die? Wow.
Hey there, creepy peeps! It's Nigel and Dane back with another in-person episode, this time for the whole time, celebrating Jurassic Park's
Happy 30th anniversary!
Yes.
Okay, all right. We still haven't come down from our Pee-wee high.
Definitely. And also, for those of you who don't know, there was a great the effects looked so good in it that I just had to like it at the time. If you guys want a little treat on YouTube, and for those of you who don't know what we're referencing here, our last episode was reviewing Tim Burton's first film, which happened to be Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And somebody had made, and I completely forgot about this until me and Dane were on our way to go see the movie for its 30th anniversary, Jurassic Park, earlier today in the car. Then I had shown him Pee-wee Park. Somebody took a bunch of clips of Pee-wee from Pee-wee's Big Adventure and had put it in, with the actual clips from Jurassic Park, and it translates surprisingly well. And so I love that bit. But anyway, without further ado, let's just jump right in with some thoughts about the movie itself and things we liked about it, things we didn't like so much. And yeah, this should be a lot of fun. Dane, take it away.
Well, I was very excited to celebrate this 30th anniversary at the theater. We went and saw it. They re-put it in the theaters for folks to watch, and me and Nigel went and saw it. And not only did we see this movie in the movie theater, but we saw the movie in the movie theater with 3D glasses.
That's right. We got and I didn't even know they still do this, actually. I don't know if they did the special or something, but they brought back Real D 3D, if you guys remember. Anybody who grew up in like the 2000s, 2010s might remember. It was a huge thing at one point to do Real D 3D, where you would basically put on these like 3D glasses, but it's not the usual like red and blue. It's these black glasses. They look like full on sunglasses because they've got like lenses.
Slightly tinted.
Yeah, they've got slightly tinted lenses.
Not obnoxious. They don't have any stupid logos like, look at the 3D!
Exactly.
On like the little tiny slide. It's like, I can't even read that logo.
Yeah.
It's like a death metal cover or a death metal logo.
Yeah. But they've got these 3D glasses, and that's what we went to go see it with. And I got to be honest, not only does Jurassic Park still hold up as much as it did then than now, the effects in that movie are probably the best holding up effects from a 1993 film.
Yeah.
Just in general.
I would agree. I would very much agree, because there's a lot of movies from the 90s that have similar CGI effects, but just don't quite, you look at it and you go, I know. Jurassic Park has, of course, moments like that, but as far as like holding up and stuff and like quality and how it looks and how well executed it is, it's great. Oh my god. Oh, that was my phone, folks. Yeah. My whole phone just fell off this table and it's probably shattered into a million pieces. But Jurassic Park's effects are amazing, even in 3D. Now, into this, I was excited about the 3D, but I was worried that the 3D might enhance the imperfections of the skin, as Jeff Goldblum might say, but it would enhance the imperfections of the CGI, and it didn't. And not only did it not affect the special effects, but I think this Jurassic Park movie with the 3D effect on in the glasses, everyone looks, as Nigel said to me, everyone kind of sometimes looks like they're green screened in.
Yeah.
And this movie looks like it was shot like today. Not today, but
it
you know
really
what I mean?
does.
It looks like it looks like one of those, like, if they did a de-aging scene in like a new Jurassic World movie and they showed like, look, see this moment from the original film?
I was actually going to say that.
Here's what's happening in the background. It kind of looks like that. It reminds me of like whenever Luke Skywalker would show up in that Boba Fett show, or whatever that show is.
Mandalorian?
Yeah. I'm not a big Star Wars geek, folks.
I was actually going to say, it gives off that effect that movies sometimes do when they're either remastered or they're re-edited, where it looks almost as if it's like when movies or TV shows try to do that thing where they're like, all right, you're about to see some archival footage from like 10 years ago. And so they put like a filter on it, or they film it with like a different camera.
Oh, yeah.
And it does make it look like it was filmed previously, but like not that previously.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was great. And for anyone who hasn't seen Jurassic Park, just to give a quick run through,
sorry folks, once again there's a ginormous insect in my room, and I've moved, so this is a problem that follows me. Luckily, I think it's a grasshopper. It's over by my record shelf. It's by the record shelf from the deep dive videos.
Oh my god, you're right.
You see it?
You're right. Wait, let's do this live. Let's do this live.
Let's do this live.
I
don't hear.
Here, carry it.
Okay.
Carry the laptop. Carry the laptop. All right, we're doing this live. Oh,
I just hit a lampshade. All right, Peepers, we're moving from the recording area.
We just became creepy crawlies.
We just became creepy crawlies.
Okay, I now have one of Dane's work shoes. It is a grasshopper, dude. I don't know what these giant. We get these at my work. Okay. Oh, let's see if Muddy will handle it. Don't jump back at me like that. Let's see if Muddy, go get it.
No, Muddy won't get that. He's chicken.
He
is.
Nobody calls me chicken.
No, but he
won't even see it.
He won't even.
Dude, he went. Oh, wait, he went for it.
He went for it.
No, but he didn't get it. He thought we were messing around. Why is he looking at us? Hang on.
No, it's okay. Muddy, say something.
Okay, that was Muddy. That was Muddy's first appearance, because I'm pretty sure this episode's going out before Creepshow 2.
Yeah.
We lost a grasshopper. It'll be fine. Let's just go back.
Fine.
All right, we're going back to the
Yeah,
table.
who cares about the grasshopper? All right. Now we're going to try and figure out how to set up our equipment the correct way again.
We hope that was exciting for you.
Yeah, was that good, folks?
I think that was a good bit.
Well, I thought it was good because it's a callback to like the very first episode where there was a spider in my basement during Beetlejuice.
Right. I forgot. Okay, can you help me
Yeah,
out
I'll
here?
hold that up. There you go.
Okay. There we go. Oh wait, I think that's the wrong. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay.
Anyways, what I was saying was that reminded me of that time. Don't you remember the time when the spider showed up? I love those sitcom episodes where they just show a bunch of old clips because they can't figure out how to write anything. Do you see it?
No. I think Muddy's trying to look for it.
Well, we should let him look for it.
Nobody calls him chicken.
Yeah.
He tried to show us up.
He did. Yeah, he did show us up. Muddy wouldn't. He usually doesn't even see stuff. We'd be like, "Hey, Muddy, get that spider." He'd be like,
"Oh, yeah." Now he's looking for it. Yeah. We just after Dane just said, "Muddy, get that spider," then he just came over to us.
Yeah.
Hey, Muddy, you did
No, Muddy's showing off because I have Nigel over.
He's an old dog. He's how old? Like 12?
He might be like 13, 14. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Wait, no, I don't think he's. Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say
2015. 2015 is when he was born.
Oh, then he's only 8 years old.
Oh,
That's not that old.
You hear that, folks? He's a ripe age of 8 years old.
Yeah.
Knees caps falling apart, gray hair, can't hardly do anything.
He's
really
bad.
Shaggy. I'll tell you what, this
He's
dog,
groomed.
this dog.
He's a little smelly, but he's not shaggy.
No, he's very smelly. He's putrid. No, but when I first got this dog back in 2015,
back to the Friars Club roast of Muddy the dog.
Back when I got this dog in 2015, though, he was like coarse and he was slick and clean. He looked like the leather jacket of that guy from the Matrix, Neo.
Neo, yeah.
Yeah. And now he's like all shaggedy raggedy. He looks like the fluffy crate monster, except jawless. He's just gotten like I feel like his dog snoot isn't even big enough. Like his nose should be just a tad longer. It feels like he got snubbed out of a good dog snoot.
He got snubbed out of his snout.
Oh, that was too bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, I punched stuff. Only inanimate objects, though.
Yeah. I will say.
Back to Jurassic Park.
Hey, that was a good one though. We haven't had a sidetrack like that since like Creepshow.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, back to Jurassic Park. So this guy, John Hammond, he buys this island, turns it into a theme park full of dinosaurs that they've replicated from mosquito blood that a mosquito has taken from a dinosaur and been preserved in amber.
Yes. And they've mixed some of it with frog DNA as well to create these creatures.
And it becomes like a bad idea, obviously. Everyone almost dies. Samuel L. Jackson dies. Lawyer dies. But yeah, so that's what happens basically. You've probably seen it, but we wanted to give you a little courtesy summary. But anyway, one thing right off the bat that I will say that we talked about that we both liked, Mr. DNA. The presentation with Mr. DNA when they first enter the park, and it's the cartoon like, I'm DNA, and it explains. It's actually like a perfect.
It's a perfect, quick explanation.
Yeah,
you get it.
It's
instantly.
It's not obvious exposition.
Right.
It's exposition that's like perfectly like it fits with the story. It's not just. And then I brushed my teeth, and I noticed a car crash happened out of my window. But yeah, I thought that worked really well. But what I really liked about Mr. DNA was the animation. They didn't just like one off like, all right, Mr. DNA will have like some cardboard cutout of him. No, they had like this almost Schoolhouse Rock style animation. That was it was pretty campy, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
They didn't pull a Creepshow 2, as Nigel said to me in theater.
Creepshow 2, that animation, I can't even forgive it. You'll find out more once that episode drops. But yeah, so that was one of the things that I really liked. Obviously, and this is that's what I meant to say earlier. if you have the chance, go see this in a theater. I've now
Yeah.
seen this movie in the theater twice. Both times doesn't disappoint. It's got every action scene just hits so much harder on the big screen.
Yes. And the
Um,
sound system with this movie is incredible.
yeah.
The bass. I mean, you folks, for those of you who have seen Jurassic Park, you know how iconic the scene when the Tyrannosaurus Rex first arrives and, you know, the cup is got the water ripples in it and you can hear the coming closer. You can, and in the theater, those thumps are so just rumbly and you can feel it and it's perfect. It's amazing. And I'd never seen Jurassic Park in theaters because I wasn't old enough to both times.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Well, I mean, I was a small child when they released it in theaters in 3D, and I never got a chance to see it then.
Oh.
So this is my first time seeing it in theaters and in 3D, and so I knew all the great scenes. But I mean, like Nigel said, the theater experience of this film is so great. And the action scenes, they're just iconic, and they're beautifully shot. Of course, one of my favorites is when oh God, what's his name? Not Mr. Hammond. Who's the guy? Sam Neill. Sam Neill's character. Who's Sam Neill's character?
Dr. Alan Grant.
Alan Grant.
Yeah.
See, as a kid, I always knew Alan Grant, not Sam Neill.
Yeah.
But Alan Grant and the kids, the scene where they're running from that herd of running dinosaurs through the hills, like when they first take off and it has that shot and they're running and they're flying past the other dinosaurs are running past the camera, and you can really just feel the rush and the wind and it's great. It's fantastic.
Also, and I bet you guys are waiting for it, those of you that have seen the movie, one of the best side characters, but also one of the best like villain intros of all time, Dennis Nedry, the Seinfeld connection. You knew it was coming, folks. Wayne Knight, aka Newman from Seinfeld, as Dennis Nedry, one of the best characters, one of the best villains. Even though he's not even a great guy, you root for him.
Yeah.
Every single time you see where he's about to die, you're like, no, you can do it. Come on, Dennis, you can do it. And it's probably because he gets one of the best bits from me in the entire movie. One of my favorite bits that I quote to this day. You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word. As they're trying to hack into his system, he has like set up of things that people can't hack in, where it'll show up on the code like the MS-DOS, like blue screen code. You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word. And then on a separate screen will pop up his like little animated GIF wagging his finger. You didn't say the magic word.
And it's not like this guy is like evil either, which is kind of why you root for him a little bit, or why you don't hate this guy. I mean, what he does is terrible in the film itself. But no, you don't hate this character with a passion, because this guy literally is like a normal guy just making wrong choices, but he's literally doing it in the most like normal funny guy way, you know?
Yeah, and I love the intro with him where he's like doing the bits of the guy, and the guy's like, "Don't say my name out loud," and he's like, "Curtis." See, no one cares. It's just
Dodson, we got Dodson here.
Yeah, Dodson. That's what it was.
What are you, a spy?
Yeah. But it's just a really great character. But anyway,
can we take us in a second to appreciate that my microphone looks like Nigel's hair?
All right, very funny. Any microphone looks like my hair. It should be stuck in my head. I'm like a chia pet. I'll tell you one thing though. And that is that Jurassic Park has got like the best. Like the thing I don't like in action movies is when they breeze past the action moments too fast, or they're too few and far between, or they do it too much that it just kind of like
it's repetitive and it's kind of dull looking.
Yeah. This movie does them so well. You feel the weight of the situation because it's a genuinely like real looking CG dinosaur. It's really like a car about to fall on these people. It's really like Brachiosaurus heading right for them. And can I just take a second? At some point in this video podcast, probably at this point while I'm talking about it here, I'm gonna put in a picture of, or maybe I already have, of Muddy giving puppy dog eyes because he feels as if he's disappointed us. I took a picture of it while it was happening, but I didn't get to say something at the time. But it's going to show up. So if you're confused as to why, I think he knows he didn't catch the grasshopper because he started looking right at us like sad. I felt a little bad for him, so he's going to make a cameo in this one. So yeah, video version of the podcast. Just thought I'd let you know.
The fact that wasn't me, the owner of this dog, saying that.
Because I do feel a little bad. Like he tried. He tried it.
He did try.
Let me look around.
He really did. He pounced on something actually living, which is brand new for me because he usually pounces on a light.
Yeah, we sleep, they live.
Oh.
But yeah.
Hi, Rev. Well, no, you said they live. So he was listening.
I just wasn't expecting the shout out.
I'm just letting him know I still remember. He's heard.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But I gotta tell you, Dane. First, some fan mail.
Whoa!
Hey guys, it's me, Addie, and I just want to say that I love the content you're pushing out. I've been here since day one, and talk about Jurassic Park. To be honest, I have never finished a Park movie. Out of the 50 movies they've made, I haven't finished a single one of them. But really excited to listen to this episode and hear your input on it, and yeah.
What's up, Creepy Peeper Podcast? My name is Nathan. A little honorable mention for one of my favorite movies and the next episode, which is Jurassic Park. The 30th anniversary is coming up, and I'd just like to give my thoughts on it. Jurassic Park has always been one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a go-to classic. You can't go wrong. John Hammond, Alan Grant, Dr. Ian Malcolm, all classic characters with great story. It's just a classic family movie that's always had a special place in my heart, and it's unbeatable.
Thank you for your submissions, and if you yourself would like to get your voice heard on our next fan mail segment here on the Creepy Peepers podcast, just be sure to send us a message on podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/creepy-peepers/message.
You know you want to. Just do it.
And getting back to our show here, me and Dane thought of a couple points that we're really glad that we just remembered them. First off, let's talk about Samuel L. Jackson's role in this.
I enjoy Samuel L. Jackson's role in this very much because he plays it very much like an average working man. And that was the first thing I noticed. And then the second thing I noticed is that Samuel L. Jackson? Yes? No? Yes. It is, folks. And it's not like he's unrecognizable, but it just, maybe he's so young at this moment that, or he doesn't look young. Like, I can't place my finger on it.
I'll tell you what it is. He has hair in this, and I'm not even kidding.
He does have hair, but I thought he
just
always had hair.
Just a very little bit of hair. You know him now for not. He's famously bald.
Yeah.
Like in characters like Nick Fury and stuff like that. Shaft. Actually, I think Shaft had hair. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Mace Windu.
Yeah, Mace Windu. Yeah. So most people think of him now without hair, but one thing in this is not only that he has hair, but he plays a very toned down and serious Samuel L. Jackson. He's not just Discover card can get you like right. He usually plays.
And he still has some of those out there lines, but it's not like hold on to your butts.
Exactly.
It's more like
hold on to your butts. Yeah. He's like a regular Cowboy Curtis from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Right.
But I'll tell you this. This was another interesting point that I had actually brought up to Dane before we even went to go see it. Other than seeing Jurassic Park in theaters, I had not seen the movie in full ever.
Yeah.
And most people haven't. It's what I would like to dub as a hotel or holiday movie, in which that is a movie that you have only caught at any given point, no matter what the case is, half of, whether that be the beginning or the end, but you've never seen those two halves close enough together
Exactly.
where you remember how the full movie goes.
Exactly.
For me, those movies are Jaws, Scrooge, and Jurassic Park.
And I grew up with Jurassic Park as a kid on TV. Jurassic Park would show on TV a lot, which is why so many people would come across it, like you said, as a hotel movie and always catch it halfway. I can't remember where I saw the original Jurassic Park, but I loved it the first time I saw it, so I made sure to catch it every time it came on TV. So, like I said, I've always grown up with Jurassic Park. But I too have not escaped that strange realm of movies where uh, you only catch them half in. And Jurassic Park, I've found just through life in general, is that it's one of those movies that the average person has either seen or hasn't seen, and it's like one of those movies where it's like, what, you haven't seen Jurassic Park? And to those people out there, and I don't know if I've stressed this before on the podcast, but to those people out there, who, next time you're in conversation and someone says they haven't seen something that I guess everyone else has seen, I always hate it when people are like, dude, you haven't seen Jurassic Mark? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, you don't even know the title. What are you talking about? But because that's always a conversation kind of like killer. It's kind of like shocking because you think you're having a good conversation about film, and all of a sudden it's like, have you seen Schneider's List? And, and you're like, oh, well, no, I haven't. It's like, what? You haven't seen Snoper Slope? And it's copyright reasons, folks. No, I'm kidding.
I used to have a buddy who used to like Mystery Science Theater who would hit me with that. He's like,
Yeah.
do you know MST3K? Or no. He misquoted it. He genuinely, unironically, you were doing a bit, but he got it wrong the first time he told me. He's like, you haven't seen MSTK3? See, here's the thing. Because I know it, I keep wanting to say the real thing. But he would be like, you haven't seen MSTK3? And I'm like, MSTK, what? I don't know what to. And he's like, Mystery Science Theater 3000.
God.
It's my favorite show to watch.
Oh my god.
When I'm grooming my lizard, I like to turn it on and make sure.
We all had those friends growing up, guys.
Yeah.
We all did.
Are you excited for the Five Nights at Freddy's DLC? I hear it's going to be ruined.
What's even worse is when you get one of those friends where it's like, have you seen that movie? And you're like, yeah, I've seen that movie. So what? What's it about? And then you're screwed.
Yeah. The friends who can't just leave good enough alone, like they're trying to like trap you. They can't just let you be along for the ride. That's always annoying.
Yeah.
But all of that aside, yeah, I think it's just a couple closing thoughts here. I do love the arc that they do with Dr. Grant's character, in which he originally doesn't want kids.
Yes.
He's not like. I'm glad they didn't make him mean. They didn't make him.
Yeah.
They
that's
always
exactly
do that.
What I thought. They always
movies.
do that. And he had that just for a couple, like for the first scene where he first meets them.
Yeah.
He has that. But as the movie goes on, he becomes sort of like a father figure to the kids.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I grew up watching this movie as a kid. So there's a lot of stuff in this movie that I understood now watching as an adult that I didn't really understand. Because, you know, back then you turn on Jurassic Park and you're 8 years old and you're like, yay, dinosaurs!
Exactly.
But this time around, you know, it was really sweet, Alan Grant and the kids. And they were actually sweet about that. And also, one of my favorite sort of just like things about this movie is Ian Malcolm. Okay, I don't know. I don't think Nigel likes Ian Malcolm as much as I do. I just love Jeff Goldblum and Ian Malcolm. He's just funny. Like, who is Ian Malcolm? Yeah. Something I really like about Jurassic Park 2, something that I noticed this go around in the theater, is that there are plenty of subtle sort of foreshadows to the outbreak of Jurassic Park. John Hammond says in 48 hours, I'll be accepting apologies from you, is what he says. And we later find out that it'll be the other way around. But the big thing that this whole movie talked about before all the good, dinosaur reaction stuff is that man toying with dinosaurs and bringing them back is not a good idea. And Ian Malcolm was one of those side characters, I guess. He's more of like a comic relief sort of character. That's what I like about this too, is that there's no comic relief people. Everyone has something to do in this movie.
I didn't like him for the first half just because
I
didn't like it. It was that. Here was the thing. To be honest, I'm just not a huge fan of the first 30 minutes of Jurassic Park in general. Everyone is just being like that little ha.
Right. Ha. That's true. That's everyone's at that, because it's like dinosaurs, like real dinosaurs.
And then they always do that like fake amaze, like ha.
Right.
Wah, yeah. But especially Jeff Goldblum. Like they literally just cut to a shot.
Jeff
of him
Goldblum puts it in words.
Jeff Goldblum, they cut to him at one point, just doing exclusively just a shot of him going, and it's like, dude, frig off. Like I don't like you for the first like half the movie. I'm like, like it's not that I like hate his character. It's just like he's like he's like T.J. Miller in that one Transformers movie he was in, where he was the comic relief for like 10 minutes and then was killed immediately. It's like, thank God. I didn't need that to happen to Goldblum. It's just like, you got to settle down. Like,
right.
You're getting a little too much screen time for me.
And it just proves, sometimes no matter how the actor is, it's the writing and the performance of the character that makes it memorable.
Yeah, because I like Jeff Goldblum. Stay tuned for The Fly.
Ooh, yes. And I love Jeff Goldblum.
Then why don't you marry him? But yeah, on that note, let's end the podcast.
We're done.
Yeah, that was a great little 30th anniversary. Sorry the episode's not longer for anyone who's a dino head. I don't know what the Jurassic fan base would be called.
Jurassic nerd.
You bet Jurassic. You bet Jurassic fans. Anyway, regardless, though, people near and far, people of Earth, people of Jurassic Park, thank you very much for listening to this very special episode of the Creepy Peepers podcast. Stay tuned next week when hopefully we'll upload a podcast. I don't know. We'll see. Probably. We have no excuse not to.
You're
necessarily.
Right.
So, yeah. Once again, thank you so much for your submissions, and we will see you all next time on the Creepy Peepers podcast.
Quit! Cut to the B-roll! Who's editing this poor sucker? Okay.
All right, continue edit now.
Okay. So one of my other favorites, sort of. God damn it!
On.
No, hang on. No, because we're stuck in a loop. I gotta get out of the loop.
Time?
No, this is a loop. This happens sometimes.
I'm looking up the quote now. I'm getting sick of it.
Just look up the quote.
Apologizing quote. Okay.
John Hamhock.
Jesus, dude. Don't freaking try to get jokey with it now. You bring up the line every time. You're gonna
frig up your line.
Welcome to the PP Peepers PP podcast.
Okay, but that's on purpose. I'm actually struggling here. Am I having a stroke?
Maybe. Put your hands up in the air. It's the Creepy Peepers podcast. We're here with Dane and Nigel, and for some reason I'm using my radio voice for once. I should probably do this every episode. Anyway, thank you for watching and subscribe. This has been a Just a Guy Network audio production.
Ah!